Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another XCOM 2 War of the Chosen video with me, the 117th Con. And, well, I'm still in the state of not quite remembering what was the last thing that we did. Was it the Advent Forge? Was it something else? I can't quite remember. I'm totally not checking on my phone right now because my memory is terrible when it comes to where we are in XCOM. Seriously, that big mega video thing that I was planning on doing, that really bugged me out. Oh yes, the last one was a great train robbery, so we just robbed a train. Things are going well for us. And in the background, we completed a shadow project. We finally analysed the Codex brain. Yes, it's really late into the game, but hey, better late than never.
Commander, we're making progress piecing this thing back together, but it hasn't been pretty.
Our soldiers completely disabled this unit in the field. What we're hearing is merely a byproduct of electrical impulses. I assure you, it is well past the point of feeling pain.
That's very nice, isn't it?
Your word for it, Doctor.
I'm sending you a new sequence now.
These are coordinates. Return coordinates. Think we've got a point of origin. Well, part of one.
Something else. Something underneath. One moment. The unit is attempting to block further access.
That's not all it's doing. I'm losing the data we've already decrypted.
Almost there. Just one more adjustment.
This does not look good.
It's accessing the power core. Overriding my safety. Increasing power levels to tie and sever the connection.
Well, there goes the shadow chamber. Hope we don't need that again.
Some sort of fail-safe protocol, I imagine. The Codex must have intentionally overloaded the interface to prevent any further theft of information. Still,
You don't say,
we've got
Tigan.
one step ahead.
That's an enormous amount of data.
Yes, and I expect it may take some time to decipher.
Better get started. I don't think we're gonna be able to do that again.
I'll proceed with the necessary research and preparation. With your approval, of course, Commander. I'd also suggest we look into those coordinates.
That's if I can reconstruct the data we lost in the transfer. I just hope it was worth it.
New objective added.
Alright, so, to recap, we've had a look at the Codex brain. It's given us some coordinates that we need to go ahead and check out. Problem, we've blown up the shadow chamber and we've still got a lot of stuff to do.
Constant state of flux, seemingly only present in our world for milliseconds at a time. However, it was apparently not immune to the effects of conventional weaponry, having dissipated before leaving behind this object.
So basically what you're saying, Tigan, is we can kill it with bullets. You're a bit late to the game, and whilst we were preparing our next assault, we were gathering intel location, ready to do, well, the chosen stronghold next. A UFO sort of turned up. Well, it's not really a UFO, it's a flying saucer, but whatever, and we've got problems. We've got a lot of problems. We are going down fast, we are going down hard, the engine is currently disabled. We are basically plummeting to the earth at the moment.
Hold on. Not accepting the transfer.
Shen, hurry the hell up, we don't want to die today.
The system is overriding my command. Right.
Not sure about you, but I would hate to be on the Avenger right now. You know, plummeting, what? From maybe 50,000 feet down to maybe 10,000? 15? 7,000? And then just basically going down to the planet regardless of how much you put the engines up?
Someone get me a damage report.
Yeah.
We've got a problem.
Only one.
And to go ahead and top it off, they've dropped an EMP spike just outside the Avenger, which means we can't even take off. We are now locked in place,
They want the ship.
and we need to find a way to get the hell out of here.
Not from here. I can't get our engines online while it's out there.
Commander, we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Destroying that spike is our only chance at getting out of here. We can't let the aliens take this ship.
Alright.
We're going down, Commander.
So I have a plan, and it's risky.
Brace yourselves.
But what we're going to do,
Commander, we can't
but we're going to refit the squad to something that's usable straight off the bat. We're going to get both of our Reaper friends, basically get everybody else to defend, you know, the landing pad or whatever you want to go ahead and call this area, the loading ramp, whatever the hell you want to go ahead and call it, defending the loading ramp, whilst we use the Reapers to basically just sprint up ahead, put explosives on the spike, then get the hell out of here. What can possibly go wrong with how quick that plan sounds? Turns out quite a lot. But let's skip over to, well, once we're starting to get ready to take that thing out.
Picking up heavy comm traffic. Dozens of Advent transports are inbound on our position, and they've got battleships in tow. The aliens are sending everything they've got. We have to get this ship off the ground, or we may
I'm not
make it out of
surprised,
this.
Central. I'd send everything that I've got if I found out where the enemy HQ is.
Moving as ordered. You cannot run. A patrol is upwind.
Alright, so, yeah, that thing I was saying,
The Archon
one,
surely be the modified
the Archon King, or whatever the hell it's called, Archon Emperor, whatever you want to call them,
equipment and the
they're here. Two, there are several dozen, well, there's several dozen Advents surrounding the transmitter, or EMP thing.
destroy it, and let's get the hell out of here.
And to go ahead and just add that little bit of an extra kicker, they aren't going to be very happy at all the second that thing's gone ahead and detonated, because, of course, I'm using multiple explosives to take care of it. Go ahead and use Lorenzo Ferrari to throw a couple in there. Okay, so our plan is set.
Grab that bot.
Now I did have a cunning plan to try and maybe use the Advent mech to, well, detonate the explosives. The problem with that plan was we couldn't control them, like, at all. And, for those of you that don't know, if you fail a hack, it increases the stats of that said enemy, which means that it becomes a huge freaking nightmare.
Taking control. Can't get this one.
But, if nothing else, what we can do is that. Now, we could take off right now, but there is a slight problem with taking off right now. If we take off right now, we're going to leave all of our Reapers behind, and I'm not sure about you, but I ain't leaving Elena for nobody. She is too damn freaking useful. Like, she is really one of the main reasons why the A-Team is so effective in combat. She gives forward details on what's about to happen before it happens. It allows us to avoid squads if we need to, so, you know, save ammunition on a firefight and then maybe come back to them later. You know, giving us the shortest path to our objective, whatever. She is the backbone of the squad's recon. And obviously, I cannot at all leave her, because if I do, well then I'm literally leaving one of my number one assets. And it's not like I can replace her, because my number two asset, Lorenzo Ferrari, my other Reaper, is also with her, which means we've got to basically fight off however long it takes to get them back. And hopefully nothing will go wrong. Now there is a bit of an issue. Now that's aliens getting towards the loading ramp, which obviously we're trying to defend. As you may notice, we've suddenly got like 3 dozen squads trying to close in on us, and contrary to my belief, I thought that I'd upgraded all the turrets so we should have 4 of them. No. That was one thing that I did in my other playthrough, which was on the Mega episode I was playing, and guess what? That means that I haven't done it here, which means we've only got 2 turrets, not the 4 I was hoping for. Which means we are really, really in the shit right now. Also, fun fact, I didn't know this either, but you can actually have units literally sitting right on top of those Reapers. Like, enemy units walk right up to them, and they won't notice them. If you move said units, then they will notice them, but it's kind of interesting that the enemy can walk straight up to them, not see them, but the second that they move, they're like, aha, it's a Reaper! Oh well.
Target neutralized.
I mean, granted, we are making the enemy take casualties, even if we are struggling a little bit, because at certain points we just can't aim for hell. But it would be nice if we were being more effective, i.e. killing enemies on the first shot. On the plus side though, these XCOM turrets can go ahead and do 2 shots before they go ahead and, you know, have to end for the turn, which means that on a 50% chance, that basically guarantees a 100% chance when you actually go to kill something. In theory. For once it actually worked out there, so yay, we got an Archon down. Obviously we're now up to the point where we're having to move the Reapers back, and of course Elena's been spotted, which means all the nasties down that way. Yeah, we've got about 3 or 4 squads that are inbound on us. Not to mention enemy reinforcements the second they turn up. So that's what? Squad with an Archon, 2 Codexes, an Archon Emperor, King, whatever the hell you want to call it. An Advent Priest squad. You've got the Purify that obviously was already right next to Elena. So what? Half a dozen to a dozen enemies just suddenly... Oh! There's people there, we must attack them. Now first things first, Faye, start putting holes in that thing because we need it down as soon as possible. And this has got something that's called Devastate, which is another thing that slightly buggered me over. Devastate? See, it's sort of like, how should I put it? It's like the Blazing Pinions, except when it hits one of your troops, instead of just doing a bit of damage, it also stuns them, aka puts them on a sort of cooldown, which means they can't do anything for a couple of turns. Which doesn't become a problem until the fact that you've got about 10 different people closing in on you, and no way to use half your troops. Yeah, it becomes a very bad thing. So right now, all I can do is just put as much damage into that Archon King as I can right now, because he is going to become a nightmare. And of course, go ahead and just really rub salt into the wound. One of our soldiers getting even marginally injured has caused Chrysalis to go ahead and say, holy hell, I am not moving from this point, and go ahead and have a mental breakdown. Not really the kind of thing that you want to happen, you know, in the middle of an extremely hot combat zone, which you need to start moving troops out of. Yeah. God damn it, Archon King, you really buggered us over. On the plus side though, it's now out of the way, which means the only thing that we got to do is get people out. Well, just get people out of there. Right, Alex, start putting holes into anything you can. We need holes and stuff, lots of them. Nice, got a critical, even at point blank range. Hey, and turret went ahead and destroyed it. Okay, that means that Andromedon is now just a big walking suit of armor.
The time for hiding is over.
Let's see what else is going to happen. Now, of course, the army of just Advent soldiers are going to move up now. Holy hell, they can move pretty damn far. I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised. Obviously, Codex is doing a teleport, which is completely unfair. Oh, now that's not fair. Okay, so as if things weren't awkward enough. Wait, they got feedback? I didn't know they could get feedback. That's pretty damn cool. But you know, as if things weren't awkward enough, what do you know, they've also decided to disable the weapons for half the squad. Which means even though that some of them are going to come off that stunned cooldown now, what do you know, most of them can't fire at anything because they need to reload first. Yeah, because, you know, Advent just really wants to give us as many issues as possible. Okay. Right, that's took care of the Andromedon's shell. We've still got a ton of stuff to deal with. Right, next I want to deal with that Archon. Another attack like Blazing Pinions, whilst it doesn't do much damage, it will go ahead and hurt people. And if it's hurting people, that means that they're going to be unavailable pretty damn soon in the future. Basically 100% chance to hit, let's go for it. And it goes, yeah. Basically 100% chance. 99% chance to hit, and they dodge. Because of course they do, right? Because it wouldn't be XCOM unless there was some sort of weird BS like that, right? Oh well, at least we've got Banish with Elena. Now Elena, start putting holes in stuff like Sharpish. Okay, just casually just made a wall disappear without even firing. And we've done a bit of damage to that Archon. Not a lot of damage, but some damage is better than no damage. Ah, bugger, we've lost a turret. That's going to become a bit of an issue. Okay, so we've basically lost half of our guaranteed firepower. But on the other hand, Chrysalis, she has finally manned the hell up and is ready to start firing again. Good for us, worse for Advent, but the problem is Advent still outnumber us like heavily, and we need more troops. Also, Advent are now on the loading ramp. And that is the bigger issue out of this. The fact that Advent is on the loading ramp. We basically need Advent off of this loading ramp before we can take off, because well, I'm not sure if we can take off like this, but I don't want to risk it, because, you know, I don't want to go ahead and literally fail the game. So our number one priority now is get people back on the loading ramp, and 2, blow the hell out of any last Advent that is still on this ramp. Like, immediately, because on top of that we've got reinforcements coming in hot right now.
Let the alien troops get access to the Avengers systems. If they have the original command codes, they could initiate a full shutdown of the power core. If that happens, there's no way we're getting off the ground before they overrun us.
Commander, the situation just got worse. Resistance outposts are reporting enemy transports on the move across this region. They're getting ready for an all-out assault.
So 1, we've got enemies on the loading ramp. 2, Advent are ready to go ahead and airdrop an absolute ton of troops right on top of our position. And 3, we may not be able to take off in time if things don't start going our way, like now. So first things first, we need to take care of these 2. Now what I'm going to do now is use Elena to go ahead and do her bondmate ability to go ahead and tell Kelly, hey, for God's sake, don't stop fighting, hit them one more time. And because we've now got this, we're also going to activate the Reaper ability, which means that she can go ahead and chain kills when she does. When she slices a few faces off. That's 1 Archon down, but we still have the enemy priest to deal with. Now, there's a reason I went for this over the gun, because I know that quite often they will go ahead and put themselves into stasis, and granted, there is a chance that the shotgun may have killed them. The problem with that is, it's a chance. However though, if I went for slash, like I have done there, what that guarantees is that even if it doesn't kill them, when they do their little thing of, oh, they can suddenly move again now, they're going to want to run away. Jane Kelly's got a Blade Master, so the second they try to run away, she's going to go ahead and slice their face off, killing them for good, which will hopefully mean that we can actually get the hell out of here. Hopefully. There's a lot of ifs in this plan right now, and things aren't going well as it is, so it's a bit sketchy. I really, really need Jane Kelly to pull a rabbit out of the hat on this one. Come on, Jane bloody Kelly. Colonel Kelly, come on, we are relying on you. Alien activity. And he moved! Aha! Okay, we can get the hell out of here. Everyone is on the loading platform. The second it is our turn, we can get the hell out of here. Advent, nice try, but we're free. Lift off Avenger. We ain't fighting this any longer than we need to. Let's get the hell out of here. And that was a lot closer than it really should have been. But anyway, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Any thoughts or questions, leave a form of a comment down below. Don't forget to check out my Facebook, Twitch and Patreon page, all of which are in the description below. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more content from me, the 117th Con. And as always, this is the 117th Con, signing off. Have a brilliant day, folks, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, ta-ra!